Wow!
And the Kings go.
Ow, he let it
Let's
go!
go, yeah.
Offsuit connector here for Sirac.
He's in. Oh my.
Oh my goodness. A gutter and second pair effective for Ustet with blocker properties and bottom set for Griff. Uh-oh.
Sirac raises straight away, but let's see.
For Jordan, without question, this feels like such a dreamy spot. We don't expect the nuts to risk losing customers. Things.
Clean for Sirac, clean for Ustet. He does double block the straight. Sirac is pretty composed out there. Just, I know he has the stone nuts, but he's not just his body. He looks pretty calm.
We know why.
For Griff, likely we call. We're in the kind of call and pray zone, I suppose. Ustet may still wonder about a sticky aces or kings, but he is gone. And
Griff needs to find a pair on the board, and he's found quads.
Oh my.
Call, flop, turn action from Griff after opening. Could it be queens full?
It could definitely be queens full. It could be queens, nines, sixes, or fives easily as played. This is crazy stuff. You know, this is out of the movies. He's doing his best to sell a bluff. It's just once it goes in, the gig is kind of up.
Yeah. It would be such a deeply unexpected spot in which
it's hard to even have the combos. He does do it, and Sirac doesn't like it.
God. Alex.
He asks for a count, by the way. You saw the visceral reaction, and now a page out of Mora's book with the F-burger.
I'm not gonna.
When he could just flat, and Griff shows him
You want to fold
quads.
to the flop, Riz?
I'm
At 8-7.
I'm not gonna make you guys wait.
At 8.
Good fold, Joe.
8-7's never
Quite crucial, yeah. But I think also gambling early, getting chips so you can put pressure on the bubble, I think is important too. Not playing too tight. Playing tight.
Oh, no. Look at this.
So she calls.
Just the flat.
Is there any reshove stacks behind?
Oh, my.
Oh, my goodness.
What a setup hand this is. The queens, Fan with the aces, flats. Putter's got kings.
He
and
might get
because Fan
away.
is-
He might get away.
Who?
ElkY goes all in, and now Fan backjams 250. He might somehow get away here.
Oh, my.
Oh.
What a spot. So queens, kings, and aces. Is this real?
This is crazy.
Is he going to 4-bet and not? They might all get away from it then.
No.
We might not see a flop here.
This is so interesting. How do you make sure you don't give your hand away here? This is what Fan needs to do. She needs to make it look like she somehow has jacks, somehow has ace-king. Maybe if she has queens, she calls, you know?
That's what I mean. If she just calls this.
Yeah, maybe she...
What does Hutter do?
Race.
The last second change decision. Oh, never mind. Actually, I'll raise. Well, what happens if he flats and ElkY jams? Does the action reopen or not? That's another question.
No, I don't think so. Let's see. The raise is 34-5.
Yeah. And he has... no, he can't.
I don't think it reopens if he reshoves.
Is there a way...
Ow, he let it
Let's
go!
go! Yes.
Oh, my!
Let's go.
Barry Hutter just... He is a god. He got away.
Impressive.
I think he lost 12,000 chips total. Kings versus aces and queens, and he lost 12,000 chips.
He might get 2 folds.
Hutter is a god. That is amazing. What a sick laydown. I mean,
I think he's going to get away. That's my read. I think she gets 2 folds and never flats aces again.
oh my.
Go on.
Wow!
Let's go. Very impressive.
See what you had in 30 minutes.
That is crazy.
This final table here of the freeze out. No limit hold'em. The beauty of poker. There is always something for everyone. Fedor limping in with 5-3 of hearts. Benton here with a very strong hand. Benton makes it 1.8 million to go. We've seen Fedor get involved with the 5-3 of hearts against Nick Maimoni earlier at this final table. Back then, Fedor raised button, Maimoni shoved for only 7 big blinds, and after some deliberation, Fedor made the call to create an all-in showdown. Now, this hand, of course, is not all-in, but once again, Fedor finds himself with 5-3 of hearts. Again, he's got himself an opportunity as Benton flops a pair of 9s, Fedor with bottom pair and the heart draw This could get very, very interesting. 1.1 million. Question is Pator want to play this safe, or does he want to try and blow up this pot? Because both options are viable here. Looks as though Pator might be counting out a raise here.
Raise?
Got to be asking himself the question, what kind of hands is Pator check raising here that he does not raise before the flop? He just limp called, and 6 spades hits on the turn. Benton's 9 is still best here, but Pator does have some very, very real outs. The betting lead to Pator, who could now check behind and try and hit his flush if he's concerned about a strong hand. And there it is. Pator is going to try and realize that equity himself, a flush on the river, and he does get there. Pator hits a flush with the king of hearts, more specifically, because Benton now left with top 2 pair. Got a real big hand developing here as Benton checks again. Now Pator is going to go for value. The question is, how much is he going to bet? Announcing or sliding forward a bet of any kind, like 6 million maybe?
7 million.
7 million. All right, there we go. Benton with his top 2 pair. Could he possibly get away from this one? Top 2 pair.
So hard to bluff in here.
He already lifted the cards off the table as if he was going to fold, but now he seems to be back in the tank. Wow, well done from Benton.
Nice.
He lets go of the top 2 pair, respecting that fold.
Oh, wow, a clash of titans here, both in players and hands. Mateos with kings, Barry, the biggest stack with aces. Already $1.4 million or so in the middle. Queen high flop against these 2 monster hands.
It looks like Barry found a 4-bet pre-flop, and Mateos called, I would imagine, based on the size of the pot and their positions. And the one saving grace for Mateos is the presence of the queen on the flop.
425. Diminishing the chances that Barry has pocket queens.
The fact that these are 2 of the absolute biggest stacks in the tournament, they want to play a little more careful against each other. The presence of the queen and the fact that either one could have pocket queens.
Right. Okay.
4-bet by Barry confirmed. Any paint left?
10 also an interesting card, not just because players could have pocket 10s. Mostly Mateos would have the pocket 10s. I don't think Will Barry would be 4-betting too often with them. But if Barry had something like ace-king, 10 is an exciting card to potentially barrel on. He picked up some equity. Or if he had a bluff like ace-jack, he might want to continue his story on that card picking up equity. Then again, Barry does have to be careful because 10s are very much in Mateos' range.
2 of the quickest gunfighters in the OK Corral meeting with the best of hands.
So how much more stock does Mateos put in his hand that out of position Barry is 4-betting him?
Yeah, I think just considering the size of their stacks and the fact that Mateos is a player that you're probably looking to tangle with a little bit less in this tournament.
1.3 million.
I would expect Barry to have a very, very strong range. And if you're Mateos, that mostly includes queens and aces, both of which you can't beat anymore. You know that you can have queens here. You know that you can have pocket 10s here. So if you were to fold kings, you're not folding the very best hands in your range. You also could play pocket aces this way, just calling the 4-bet.
Yep.
Shifting of power here. A5. Mateos with the 2nd biggest stack entering the action today. Barry took over the chip lead in quick fashion.
And just calling, if he were to call here, Mateos, more than half of his massive stack before the hand would be in the middle.
It is quite a conundrum, putting that many chips in and then potentially folding the river.
Yeah, that does have to figure into his thinking about having to face a river bet as well.
Is part of his thought is is there any way in his mind he's thinking he could end the hand right now?
With an all-in? I think every possibility is running through his head right now. I think shove would be the last one, but it's certainly not off the table. Mostly because Will is almost exclusively representing hands that are beating pocket kings right now.
And they know who each other are. Don't doubt that for a second. And the kings go into the muck on the queen high board.
Enough? Never.
I cannot emphasize.
Negreanu with the jacks, but more importantly has a 3.
Yeah, we call that hit.
You're going to see guys lead out, right? You don't just check to the razor, or you don't check to the guy in position. If you're more likely to hold that card and you hit it, you need to go ahead and bet, because so often Jeremy would check that back for pot control. So a great bet by Daniel.
And how do you navigate in this spot, like where you have a flush draw, it's not a nut flush draw, and you're facing a bet and on a paired board?
Well, if his hand was Jack 10, 9, 8 with hearts, he would fold. But because he has the 10s, he knows he has 2 outs to a monster. He's going to take one off.
He does have 38% equity. And look at that. You called it. Bink. It's like you knew, and we didn't know, by the way.
Well,
10 of spades.
it is the summer of Osmus.
How do you do it?
It's all starting to make sense now.
We have 149.5 million in combined earnings. We have 28 bracelets, and we have 2 Hall of Famers, and possibly a third on the way. That's just at this table.
Yeah, and the other tables probably aren't far behind.
I mean, 150 million in combined earnings. That's Coleman not going anywhere.
Oh my gosh, I misread my hand.
Daniel's in a really weird spot with Coleman's call. This could save Daniel.
Again? Yeah, but this one's different.
Like, it feels like he thought he had a big hand on the flop.
I misread. I thought I was bluffing, but I'm not.
Oh, he didn't know he had the 3.
Yeah.
You gotta balance your misreads.
What, it's 65? Yeah. I thought I was bluffing on the flop, but I wasn't.
That's a lot of info,
I
Daniel.
thought I was bluffing.
Although, could he say that and never know either way? Hearts get there. Doesn't make a difference because Osmus already had a full house.
I mean, Osmus is so happy right now. Daniel basically told everybody he has a 3. I mean, this is a real bad run out for Daniel as well.
Does the heart save him? Or does he just got to
No,
pay?
he hit the 9 for the full house. The 3's full of
Oh
9s for
my
Daniel.
gosh,
Yeah.
yeah. Wow. Are you surprised Coleman called the turn?
Yeah, I was caught off guard big time. But he might have read that Daniel thought he was bluffing the flop. That's pretty interesting.
Osmus, by the way, actually won his first bracelet in France. I called the action. It wasn't PLO. And at the time, Osmus admitted, he goes, I have no idea how to play this game. He actually just learned how to play it. This was back in 2013.
I think you have
when that man won Player of the
30
Year.
kings.
Yeah, this could be
King of Diamonds, King of Clubs, and like some 8 deuce junk. King, 8 deuce. I bet the flop. I didn't know I had it. King, 8 deuce, right? Or you turn a king into a bluff. Boy, that would be, even for you, Jeremy. Even for Jeremy, that would be something. To turn like just a king and be like, boy, block, yeah, nobody can have the kings full, blah, blah, blah. Right? Jeremy's an animal, though. Okay. King of clubs, king of diamonds, 8 deuce. Maybe you had a suit. 1 suit. 1 suit. Always love.
Wow.
Nice hand, sir.
What a laydown.
That's one of the better
Didn't
folds
know I
I've
had
seen
a
all summer.
three when I bet. Thought I was just betting. Yeah.